Hello, I'm Pete Lester, here to talk about communication factors related to situational leadership. Elements of leadership are people, communication, and situations. Communication, values, and situational leadership. I chose to study how their leaders communicated their values in situational leadership. Leadership is described as how an individual reacts and responds to their circumstances. In 1967 goal line stance of the Super Bowl, Coach Vince Lombardi calls a play. The lineman Jerry Kramer and quarterback Bart Starr are involved in this play. So quarterback Bart Starr takes the ball off the height. He runs behind Jerry Kramer, who knocked down two Dallas Cowboys, and Bart Starr scores the winning touchdown of the Ice Bowl, the 1967 Super Bowl. That's situational leadership. And all the Packers players come out, lift up Bart Starr on top of the shoulders, and Vince Lombardi comes up to Kramer and gives him a big, giant hug, because he made the play, the situational leadership play that caused Bart Starr to win the game. The purpose of this paper, to review perspectives of situational theory, leadership theory, and how communicating values to subordinates impact performance outcomes and the livelihood of others. The guiding question for this research study here: does the leader need to communicate the value system trait to followers to address moments of situational leadership? My personal perspective, I believe it's necessary for a leader to communicate his values and morals and ethics to the followers of the organization in situational leadership. Review of literature that I found example of situational leadership would be August 1st, 1943, U.S. Navy Lieutenant John Fitzgerald Kennedy and his crew are hit by a Japanese ship, knocks over their PT-109 boat. The crew scatters out into the water. JFK grabs one of the sailors, the strap, puts it in his mouth. He swims 3.5 miles to shore with this man's life vest strap in his mouth. He directs all the other crew members to go to the nearest island. That's an example of situational leadership. He took control of the situation, used his value trait to guide the crew to safety. In the 1960s, the situational leadership theory, a couple of them are developed: path goal theory and the LPC, least preferred coworker theory, are developed in the 1960s. About the same time, JFK goes through his situational leadership and approaches for the presidency. Communicating values. One particular researcher, Prabhakar, 1995, believes that a leader should have desirable leadership traits which are needed to be successful in an organization, regardless of the geography, budget, or the business type. Communicating values. Difficult. One researcher believes that I found out difficult situations require great leadership, communication, implementing the appropriate traits and behaviors that are timely for the situation. That's Griffin and Moorhead. Now, Jacobs, 2014, believes that success in an organization depends on the leader being consistent, having character, and sharing his morals and values with members of the organization. Du Bois, Hanlon, Koch, and Natuga and Kerr, 2015, after studying leadership styles of effective project managers, found that high-performance team managers who craft an organization in their heart, exhibit morals and ethics, have positive values, will lead change in an organization. My personal perspective and experience, values and morals are needed to command an organization. As a retail manager in 1995, one of my employees had a box cutter and accidentally stabbed himself into the arm. I had to wrap his arm, take him to the hospital while he was bleeding all over my truck. Another time with situational leadership, I took on a pastor role of a church who had very few amount of funds to support the church. For several years, I preached and served the ministry for nearly free, actually, servanthood. And those are opportunities for situational leadership. Debating leadership, we find that Currents 2012 found that when leaders exhibit authentic leadership and their true self on their inside, on their job, then followers felt that the value and influence was added to the organization and to the situation. Debating leadership again, another example. The leader should only match their skill set with situations and circumstances that can confidently resolve the situation. Lee and Kelly 2002 feel that way. Debating leadership, Surska and Konstantin Q 2012 claim that a leader should adapt to the situation by using communication and leadership to help resolve the important issues, along with being able to change to the organizational needs. Bedford and Gillert 2013 found in their study that task behaviors is also prominent in supervisor readiness when training subordinates, and those trainee behaviors cannot be stressed enough, he thought. The results from Lombardi to Kramer to Bart Starr to Kennedy to myself, situational leadership and values within an organization have to be unselfish acts, showing morals and ethics and behaviors. Thompson and Glasgow 2000 found that leaders that add value make a positive difference among followers. Addressing the question, does the leader need to communicate the value system trait to followers to address moments of situational leadership? The summary, to sum this all up, leadership communication and adopting the trait value approach pose the best outcomes when a leader uses their true self in a situational approach. Du Bois et al. 2015 and others found that great leadership happens when leaders communicate their value system trait in situational leadership, leading to positively building a community of superior performers. Suggestions for further research include that the area of communication leadership values does impact situations. Research is limited concerning perspectives related to leadership traits, communication, and situational leadership. And this has been a wonderful class, and thank you, and I hope to see many more of you in other leadership and communication courses. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.